Right here, one of the shrubs I really consider one of the top utility shrubs. This is Nandina domestica, and this plant really maybe gets poo-pooed a little bit because it's very common. You see it all over the place, but there's a reason that it's planted a lot. It is really a tough plant. You can plant this in areas where you know this plant will get neglected and it still will thrive. You can prune it, you can chop it down, you can do whatever you want, and still this plant finds a way to survive. And in fact, I've been in a landscape situation where they needed to move Nandinas. They dug them up, they set them up against the side of a building, and they sat there for 2 or 3 months. They put them back in the ground, and then Nandinas lived just fine. And so a tough plant, used in tough situations, not native, so there is some potential for invasiveness that people need to watch out for depending on where you're at and be aware of. But a plant that is tough does what it says it's going to do, and one that you definitely need to know because it's everywhere. So again, this shrub here, Nandina domestica, hardy from zone 6 through 9, can get 3 to 8 foot high, spreading out 2 to maybe 4 to 5 foot wide, depending on how old the shrub is. New growth has a kind of a bronzish color to it. Then in the summer it fades to kind of a deepish green color. White flowers on tall stalks then result in a lot of fruit. And that fruit is one reason why this has been marked as an invasive species in a lot of areas. And in fact, some states will have this on their invasive plant list. So you need to be aware of that. If you already have this plant in your landscape, you may want to prune the fruit off judiciously. When it starts to get its beautiful berry set, which is, you know, it really is beautiful. They turn dark red in the winter time and can be quite attractive as a 4-season interest plant. But you want to prune those off to make sure that this plant doesn't get weedy or invasive. And here's a landscape tip. This plant's form, foliage, and fall color make this an interesting ornamental shrub for the landscape. Group or mass for best effect.